Hey everyone, today I'd like to show you how to indicate a timestamp in this dataset of names and sales on the first column and second column. And then on the third column, I'm gonna indicate the timestamp, and I'm gonna do it automatically by creating and using a macro in the VB editor. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create the macro in the VB editor. But first thing first, I'm gonna explain to you how this thing works and what is the importance of timestamp. Timestamps are crucial for data management, analysis, and decision making. Timestamp act as historical markers showing when a specific data point was created, modified, or accessed. They enable audit trails crucial for compliance and security by tracking who changed what and when. Timestamps allow you to analyze how data changes over time, revealing trends and patterns. They help establish the order of events, vital for understanding cause and effect relationships. Data can be easily aggregated into time-based reports like hourly, daily, monthly reports, providing summaries and insights. Timestamps help resolve conflicts in distributed systems by identifying the most recent data version. They are used to determine when cache data becomes stale and needs to be refreshed. In case of data, timestamps assist in restoring data to a consistent state. They are essential for real-time monitoring systems such as stock tickers or sensor networks. They trigger alerts when data values exceed predefined thresholds within specific time windows. Many regulations require businesses to maintain records for a specific period. Timestamps help manage this retention. In some cases, timestamps can serve as evidence of when an idea or invention was conceived. Businesses use timestamps to comply with local regulations for financial reporting, taxation, and labor laws. Government agencies rely on timestamp for tracking official documents, permits, and licenses. In e-commerce, timestamps are crucial for tracking orders, deliveries, and customer interactions. Timestamps provide a chronological context to data, which is essential for understanding its history, analyzing its trends, and ensuring its integrity. So that is the takeaways for having a timestamp in your dataset. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna create the code for the timestamp. Okay, I have already indicated the timestamp for these two example, two rows for this person. So what I'm gonna do is every time I'm gonna write something here, then timestamp will automatically appear or display here in the third column. So I'm gonna open the VB editor, Alt plus F11. Then make sure that you are in sheet number 1. You're not gonna make it in the standard module like the module 1. I'm not gonna insert the module because I'm gonna write the macro here inside the sheet here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write this macro. I'm gonna name it this is a change event, so I'm gonna say private. This is not in the standard module, so it should be private sub or subroutine. So it should be worksheet underscore change. So this is a change event. Okay, and then I'm gonna include the bival. Okay, bival target as range. Then I'm gonna close it, enter. Okay, so what is okay, I'm gonna explain this code is a subroutine that automatically runs whenever a change is made to a worksheet. This is the declaration of the event handler, okay, in the change events. And the private sub, this indicates that it's a private subroutine. It can only be called from within the same worksheet code module. Okay, like this one, sheet number 1 in our worksheet in our Excel, right? And the by val, this means that the target argument is passed by value. Okay. Then target as range, this declares a variable named target, okay, as a range object. The target variable represents the cell or range of cells that were changed. Then the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna declare the variable the range RNG monitor. RNG monitor as range. This should be as range. Enter. Then I'm gonna set this variable. So set RNG monitor or range monitor. Okay, as okay, rather equals. So I'm gonna specify, or I'm gonna indicate the range. So the range is, since we're gonna start in I'm gonna start in B2 rather. So the B2 is the where we have the remember, this is where we have the where we're gonna have our sales value. So we're gonna start in B2 because the B1 is the header sales, right? Alt F11. Okay, so we should start the data from B2, then colon to B. Then it's up to you how, depending on how long your range is gonna be. So I'm gonna say, so you just adjust the range as needed. Okay, depending on your needs. B100, or how long your range would be in the data set. So the next thing is, now I'm gonna write the condition. So I'm gonna say if not intersect, okay, if not intersect, then target range, target, comma, then range monitor, then I'm gonna close it. So if not intersect, target range monitor is nothing. Then okay, I'm gonna indent. Then I'm gonna use the application that enable events. Okay, so application that enable, I'm gonna look for this here, enable events equals false. Okay, it should be false. Okay, so for the application that enable events equals false, this disables event handling. Excel will ignore all events and will not run any event handler code. Okay, that is in case this is the application that enable events is false. But if the application that enable events equals true, this enables event handling. Excel will execute the code in your event handlers when the corresponding events occur. Okay, so it's just whether it's true or false. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, okay, that would be false. Then I'm gonna, okay, Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna declare another variable. I'm gonna use the cell, variable cell. Why? Because I'm gonna loop through the range. Okay, I'm gonna loop through the range for each cell. Okay, so dim cell as range, then enter, then I'm gonna loop through it for each. Then I'm gonna use the variable cell for each cell in intersect um, again I'm gonna use the target comma range monitor, then I'm gonna close it, right? Okay, so I'm gonna write another condition statement. If is numeric, okay, cell that value. Why I'm including this statement? I'm gonna make sure that the value or the range is numbers. Okay, numbers, just like this one. This is numbers. Okay, these are numbers. Otherwise, if not numbers, then the timestamp will not indicate. Okay, so Alt F11 again. So okay, that's why I have included the is numeric. And cell that value. So cell that value is not equal to blank, then enter. I'm gonna write the width block. So width cell dot offset open parenthesis 0 comma 1. What is the purpose of this code? Okay, this code is okay, I'm gonna explain the cell offset. The offset property is a member of the range object in VBA. So it allows you to refer to a cell that is a specified number of rows and columns away from a starting cell. So in this case, I'm going to use the 0, 1 cell that offset 0, 1. This refers to the cell 1 column to the right of A1. So what is the right of A1? The next to the A1 is B1. So that is offsetting. Okay. Just in case that you use 1 comma 0 instead of 0 dash, rather 0 comma 1. So if it is 1 comma 0, that would refers to one cell row below A1. So what is below A1? That would be A2. So in this case, we're doing it, let's say we start from B2. Okay, we start from B2, then we're gonna offset, okay, by 1. Then the value will be written on the next column, on the next cell, which is B3, or rather C2. Okay, B2, then it will write to C2. B3, it will write to C3. Okay, C3. C4, B4, it will write to C4. Okay, that's how this cell that offset 0, 1 is being used. Okay, all right. So what I'm gonna do is with cell offset 0, 1 and enter, then I'm gonna indent this, then I'm gonna specify the value. What is the value that we're gonna include this? That value equals now. So what is now? Now is the date and time, right? Because the timestamp that we're gonna use, we're gonna indicate the date and the time. And then I'm gonna format this. I'm gonna format the date and time. Alright, equals to you should use the quotation mark for the number format, and it should be dd for the day, slash for the month, and then slash for the year, y, for y's. Okay, then also I'm gonna include the hour, colon, then the minutes. All right, then also I'm gonna indicate whether it is AM or PM. Right, that's it, simple as that. Now I'm gonna end the block, so end with, then enter, then else. Okay, we're using if, so therefore we're gonna use else. Else if not, okay, if not date, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clear the contents, no, to write a new. So cell dot offset, okay, same thing, 0 comma 1, then close, then dot clear contents. Where is it? This one, right? So it should clear, then you put another one, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna put another timestamp, and the first one, the existing one will be cleared, then a new timestamp will be included. Okay, that's how it's being used. Okay, so then we're gonna end the condition statement, NF, then enter. Then after that, I'm gonna run the loop through. So to run it, I'm gonna put the next cell, then enter, and then I'm gonna use the application enable events, application, dot enable events, then equals, this time I'm gonna say true. I'm gonna enable the events true. Alright, so I'm gonna end the first condition, this one, I'm gonna end that one. Okay, so I'm gonna end NF. Alright, and then that's it, nothing else. So I'm gonna end the subroutine, right? Okay, nothing else. So I'm gonna go back to Excel. So if I put 150 here, right, so the timestamp automatic will be come out 160, for example. Okay, 180, 200, okay, 210, 300, 400, 410, for example, 500, 600, yeah, 700, 650, 550, for example, 575, okay, so on and so forth. Okay, all right. Okay, if I make changes in the value, for example, 210, I'm gonna make it 300, for example. Okay, look at the time. This is, I've done this previously. Yesterday, I made it in 7:30 p.m. Okay, these two rows. So what I'm gonna do? So it gives you 9:42, or 1 minute later than this, 9:41. All right. So I'm gonna make this 350, for example. Look at the timestamp. Okay, it becomes 19, 11, 20, 25, 9:42. Okay, that's how you do it. All right. All right. So that's it. That's how you do it. Okay. So this is 9:41, November 19, 9:41 p.m. So if I change this, for example, 200, make it 200. Then this will become 943. I'm gonna make it 450, for example. This is, remember, this is 941. It becomes 943 also. Alright? So this is it for our exercise, today's exercise, and thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.